Ukraine's drone campaign may be unable to decisively defeat Russia on the battlefield, but its expanding use of long-range and naval drones is now raising fears that miscalculations or guidance failures could cause mass casualties inside NATO nations and drag allies into dangerous new crises. President Zelensky's forces are accused of operating a rogue drone carrying a 300-kilogram bomb that reportedly came perilously close to striking civilians in a friendly ally nation, sparking outrage over how close this weapon came to killing the very citizens of a country backing Ukraine. One Ukrainian naval drone allegedly passed close enough to a civilian ship in Greek waters that it almost hit the vessel, fueling alarm that Kyiv's attempts to target Russian interests at sea could unintentionally endanger neutral or allied shipping in crowded maritime zones. Amid the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, one NATO nation has sharply condemned Kyiv's use of drone warfare systems, warning that recent incidents risk dragging allies into danger even as they support Ukraine. Earlier this month, a Ukrainian naval drone was discovered off a Greek island, raising alarm in Athens about how close advanced unmanned weapons had come to its own territorial waters. According to Greece's defense minister, the drone could have sunk a civilian ship and caused mass casualties, highlighting just how deadly the incident might have been if events had unfolded only slightly differently. The Greek government's outraged reaction was reported on May 21st, with officials making clear they viewed the episode as a serious breach that demanded immediate explanation. Athens has sought a formal apology from Kyiv along with firm assurances that such incidents will not be repeated, pressing Ukraine to tighten controls and prevent any future risks to Greek civilians. The drone was identified as a Ukrainian Magura V3, a sophisticated naval system reportedly capable of carrying a payload of around 300 kilograms, making it a potentially devastating weapon if misdirected. Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis was briefed on the matter last week, underscoring how seriously the government is treating the episode at the highest political and security levels. Nikos Dendias, Defense Minister of Greece, said, and I quote, "It was obviously something extremely dangerous. There's not the slightest doubt, I repeat, the slightest doubt, that this is a Ukrainian sea drone," unquote. Ukraine has been using drones to attack Russian ships in both the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, extending its unmanned warfare far beyond its own coastline as it seeks to disrupt Moscow's naval operations and logistics. Russia has fiercely condemned these strikes, denouncing them as acts of terrorism and maritime piracy, and accusing Kyiv of endangering civilian shipping and broader regional security. According to reports, Ukrainian aerial drones have also strayed into or invaded the territory of allied nations, raising concerns that the expanding drone campaign is creating new risks even for countries supporting Ukraine. In recent weeks, several Ukrainian drones have reportedly crashed in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Finland, highlighting how far these systems are ranging and how easily they can end up over NATO and EU territory. Russia has warned that any nation allowing Ukrainian drones to use its airspace is effectively becoming an accomplice, signaling that Moscow may hold those states responsible for future attacks launched via their skies. While Russia and Belarus carried out major military drills, Moscow simultaneously launched fresh attacks across Ukraine. Russian strikes over the past 24 hours killed at least 5 people and wounded 41 others across multiple regions. One of the deadliest attacks targeted Ukraine's agricultural sector in Chernihiv Oblast on May 21st. A Russian Geran long-range drone struck a farm bus in the Semenivka community a day earlier. The strike killed 1 farm worker and injured 2 others employed by a local agricultural company. Another Russian drone attack later hit a warehouse belonging to an agricultural enterprise in Novhorod-Siversky. On May 21st, a separate drone strike injured a tractor operator while he was working in a field. The attacks highlighted Moscow's continued targeting of civilian infrastructure far beyond the active battlefield zones. Ukraine said Russia launched a massive overnight assault involving 1 Iskander-M ballistic missile and 116 drones. According to reports, Ukrainian air defenses intercepted 109 aerial targets during the attack. Despite the interceptions, the missile and at least 5 drones managed to hit multiple locations. In Donetsk Oblast, 1 person was killed and 11 others were injured in strikes on the Kramatorsk district. Russian attacks in Kharkiv injured 6 people, while a separate drone strike on a truck killed 1 civilian. In the Dnipro region, Russian shelling killed 1 person in the Nikopol district and wounded 6 others. Russian strikes also injured civilians in Kherson and Zaporizhia as fighting intensified across southern Ukraine. The escalation came as NATO chief Mark Rutte warned Russia against any use of nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Rutte said Moscow would face a devastating response if it carried out a nuclear strike. His warning followed fresh Russia-Belarus military drills involving nuclear-capable missile systems. Russia said more than 64,000 troops and thousands of military assets were taking part in the exercises. The drills are being held in Belarus near Ukraine's northern border, raising fears of a renewed offensive. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned that deeper Belarusian involvement could aid a fresh Russian assault on Ukraine.